Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about a very important number, and that number is 108. And most of you have heard how spiritual and how significant the number 108 is. But I wanted to give you some very interesting facts behind 108. And the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that all mala beads are 108 beads. And each of the mantras or the prayers that you do on each bead sends it up to the heavens. And with the magical spiritual number of 108 times of doing mantras is the number that will make it stick, make it happen. This is the power of numbers. Numbers are everything in the universe. And a very, very important number is 9. And actually, the numbers 3, 6, 9, and 12 are the makings of the universe. And actually, I've said this many times before, but Nikola Tesla said, if you understand the meanings and significance behind the numbers 3, 6, 9, and 12, then you will understand the makings of the universe. Actually, I think he said 3, 6, and 9. But 12 is the next number that gives completion. But these derivatives are basically related to the number 108. And let me explain in Vedic astrology, which I think is so significant, because in Vedic astrology, you're going to find how many numbers equate to this. Now, the Navamsha chart, which is the most important divisional chart, derivative of the birth chart, of the Rashi chart, is most significant. And when you understand the 108, the number 9, and really the significance of number 3, which is where it all starts from, then you understand the mathematics of astrology. And like many of the scientists say, math is everything. Numbers, everything sits in its divine order. So let me go on with the Navamsha. When you take a sign, and there's 12 signs, each sign is 30 degrees. And so when you take that 30-degree segment of a sign and you divide it up into 9 portions, these are called the Navamshas. So there's 9 Navamshas to each sign. So if there's 9 Navamshas to each sign and there are 12 signs, how many Navamshas do you have in total? 9 times 12, 108. Do you see why this is so important? Another mathematical significance from the Vedic chart is the nakshatras. There are 27 nakshatras. Now, if you take each nakshatra, which each nakshatra is 13 degrees 20 minutes, did you know that there's smaller divisions within each nakshatra called padas? There are 4 padas to each nakshatra. And each pada is 3.2 degrees. 3 degrees 20 minutes of each nakshatra, 4 of them. So let's do the math. If there are 4 padas and 27 nakshatras, what is 4 times 27? You got it, 108. I think that's so mystical the way numbers all correlate and fit together. It's all in divine order. And in reality, one of my books that I actually believe this is my favorite book that I wrote. I think it was my third book, Astrology, the Divine Order of the Universe. In that book, I explain in explicit detail all the numbers and how they all relate to each other, especially through astrology. It is so meaningful. So let me give you a couple of more facts. Now, as we know, the mala has 108 beads. And don't forget, I'm selling these beautiful malas on my website. Go to my website and check them out, which is galacticcenter.org, by the way. And not only, aside from the malas, there is a lot of mathematical equations, and there's more than you can imagine. But one of them is, did you know that the distance of the sun and the moon to Earth is 108 times their respective diameters? So this ties in the astronomy with the astrology and with numbers. Did you know, there's another interesting fact here, that you know how we have 911 when we call for an emergency here in the West or in the United States? Guess what their number is in India? You got it, 108. That's their emergency number, because this is such a blessed number that it will probably take away the emergency, or hopefully some of the difficulties that people may be calling about. So it adds something positive to this difficult number that we all have to use once in a while. And did you know this, mathematically, that the interior angles of a regular pentagon measures 108 degrees each? I thought that was kind of interesting. But if you go back to the astrology, there are 9 navamshas to a sign, 12 signs, 108 navamshas. And when you look at the padas and you look that each of the 27 nakshatras are divided into 4 portions called padas. These padas give more definite, deeper meanings, if I could say this, to these smaller divisions of the nakshatras. My dog's barking again. But the last thing about all of that is when you take the number 108 in numerology and you add the numbers, the 1 with the 8, guess what it comes up with? 9. And as I said, these are all the derivatives dealing with the number 3, 9, 12. This is what astrology and the world and mathematics are based on. So I thought you might want to know some of the astrological rhyme and reason with that there's 108 padas and there's 108 navamshas in astrology. That is so cool when you really analyze the meaning and the reference point of the power of numbers and the meaning of 108. Why so many of us want to be affiliated with that number. And I got to say this, just off the record, which is fun. Whenever I go to the store and I'd be at the grocery store, and so many times my bill would come up to 108. I felt like that's a message from the stars. So many times when you see that number, it is a blessing. It's telling you something is coming about. Whenever you look at license plates, when you're driving along and you see 108, I believe it's a divine in communication with us. So on your daily run, your daily activities, look around you, See if you see the number 108. And when you do, which I know you will, realize that it's divine sending a blessing to you at that point in time. So receive it, feel lucky, and go along with your day with a smile, because you know the universe is talking to you. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information on me, remember you can go to my website, check out my spiritual jewelry, and don't forget, sign up for my free newsletter. That is galacticcenter.org. And if you would like to study Vedic astrology with me, please go to my university website. It is an amazing group of people. You'll be thrilled you did. That website is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.